win for the Wildcats. Coach, will have you make an opening statement, then open it up to questions for Denise and Maddy.
Yeah, well, we're fired up to have pulled that win off. I felt our team, with the exception of the beginning, that first quarter, did everything we needed to give ourselves a chance to win, and kept their heads even going into overtime. And there was just a calm presence, and a lot of that credit goes to this one here on my right, just leading the team with her play. But I commented to her, to Maddy, telling her I just felt she kept the team together and just remained poised from start to finish. So you get big wins like this when your leader is charging the force. So it's good stuff for the Cats.
First question, we'll go to Mel Greenberg.
We are muted. We good? We good?
Yeah.
Way back at the beginning of the year, Denise, you said it was probably going to take a little while to get the team ready when the preseason things came out. You had sent me a note there about this might take a year or so to get it where you want it to get. Along the way, what surprised you? In other words, what kind of happened that you didn't think might happen for a bit, as it developed and improved?
I think just the camaraderie. We saw it early with this group. Obviously, we knew what we were getting in Maddy when I got here with the year she had last year, but with Brianna Hurley coming back from injury and Sarah Mortensen being eligible to play, I think from the beginning they set the tone with being our 1-2-3 punch, and that's what we saw today. We had our ups and downs, a lot of players stepping up as the year went on. I think just continuing to battle and get better, which, you want to see, but the development is so important. And for us to get today's win, we of course needed those three, and it's been a little bit, it's been a few games since we had those three in double figures. So it helped, but you got a lot on the defensive end from every player that stepped on the floor. And that's been probably our greatest growth this season, and especially in the past month, over the last month.
Noticed Doug was praising some of your unsung players like Ray James, for making big plays. So kind of talk about them a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. It's just continuing to recognize what they bring, each player brings to the game, and you're seeing it at practice. And Raven is one of the players who's been in this position, playing in the Big East tournament and playing in big games, and just staying on her, recognizing, if they're not going to guard you, you're open, you got to be ready to take the shot. She missed the first one or two, but she lined up on that third, knocked it down, then she hit another big one in the fourth. So I just think she did a really good job, Raven, on both ends of the floor. Sam Karanji came in. They were a good tag team at that point position. We talked about that position being something by committee this season, and we were able to work with that in today's game. I think Brooke Mullen, Bella Runyon in that 2-3 spot on the defensive end were really disruptive, and just executing what we had to. Of course, they want some of those shots back. Leora as well, she would want a few of those shots back, but she did some things for us that she did not do in other games, just being a little more disruptive. So it's just that attention to detail, willingness to do whatever is necessary for your team to be successful. And I saw a lot more of that in today's contest.
Go next to Glenn Papazian.
As for a question for Maddy, is that they held you without a point in the fourth quarter, but when you came out in the overtime, you scored the first few. Can you talk about a sense of urgency you felt on the offensive end?
Obviously, DePaul is a great team, and we knew they were tough the whole game, but especially in overtime, they just bring such an intensity that we knew we were going to get open looks, and I think we did a good job of remaining patient and getting the looks we wanted to.
Yes, and Coach, can you talk about the resilience of the team? I mean, the first quarter, they had the better of it, and then in the fourth quarter, they came back to tie it. You were able to answer each time. So can you talk about the resiliency of the team?
Yeah, I think with the first quarter, Maddy just alluded to it, with DePaul being such a force, such a talented team, and they came out ready. They came out to prove themselves as they do year in and year out. And we took a couple punches early, settled in, and got ourselves back. So we didn't allow such a deficit early in the game. It gave us a chance, as we went into overtime. I thought we had a good third quarter. That's been a quarter of ours that we've struggled a little bit with. So it was that third quarter that was good. We gave ourselves a little separation in the fourth, but knowing how quickly DePaul can score. So a few of those possessions, I think it was a little bit, feeling the pressure. It's a big game against a very talented, a great team. And we just had some miscues, couple crucial turnovers, and struggled to stop them on some of the drives. But as we said, we didn't lose our heads. And Matt even said it before this interview. She said she felt all right with going into overtime. You heard the excitement about them playing some extra basketball, and the team did just that. They played some really good basketball in that overtime.
And can you talk about the defensive effort? Because it looked like it was the ability to keep the other team from scoring that was more of a impetus rather than getting buckets.
Right. And that was obviously the key focus with this game. DePaul can score at will. They score often. They're fast. They get the ball down. The focus is transition D. I think we stuck to the game plan with what needed to happen on the defensive end with transition. Early, again, we were giving up a lot of rebounds. I think we gave up 10 offensive rebounds in the first half. Clean that up in the second half. Just understanding it had to be a possession game for us to give ourselves a chance. And I would say that's been some of the great growth of this team. Understand, we are able to score a little bit more than maybe past, but now against teams really putting some points on the board, you got to focus in on the defense, and that's been a good buy-in.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Maddy.
We have time for one more. We'll go to John, Global Traveler.
Sorry. Obviously, UConn is a major challenge, but beating the defending champ, two-time defending champs, has to give you guys a lot of momentum going into tomorrow. Wouldn't you say?
Take it, Matt.
Yeah, definitely. DePaul's been such a force in the Big East, and they have so much success with their program. So a win like that means a lot.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Maddy and Coach. The Wildcats will be back in action tomorrow at 3 o'clock against UConn in the semifinals on FS1.